200 complaints, 200 complaints. That's not nothing, that's not two people. 200 people feel that they are inappropriate, that this is a flag that unifies Britain. I don't feel it's my flag. I was born here. I'm a British citizen.
So guys, this video we're about to watch genuinely got me thinking, because when people talk about flags, you see, a flag is a symbol that's meant to bring people together. But when this British Indian woman was asked about the English flag, her answer completely caught me off guard. Let's check this out.
Over 200 complaints have been made after a group called Raise the Colours. It began placing Union and St George's flags on lampposts across the county. While the group says that it is an expression of patriotism, the council disagrees, describing it as an act of intimidation and division.
Now, the council leader, Liz Lethman, says that residents are feeling distressed, unwelcome and unsafe in their own neighbourhoods, and that the council staff removing the flags have been facing abuse and threatening behaviour.
Listen to this. The flag of a country that you decided to immigrate to is making you uncomfortable. It's making you feel concerned about your safety. Remember, it's a country you chose to go to.
Council has also issued formal legal notice to Raise the Colours in response to their continued placing of flags across Oxfordshire. So, what do we think, Narinder? I mean, look, we've talked about flags before. There is this argument that a lot of people find it patriotic. There are other countries, for example, the United States, where flags are everywhere. Other people are saying they find those flags slightly threatening.
Well, look, you know my point of view, and I'm going to die on this hill. This particular Raise the Colours, and the guy who invented it, or I don't know, the leader of it, he was recently arrested for racially and religious aggravation or something. Now, if that doesn't tell you that they're for intimidation, I look at those flags. If I lived in an area and I saw those...
Okay, you know what? I think she's just trying to discredit him, all right? Without knowing, the full detail of this, but she's discrediting the man, attacking him, saying all these things about him. I mean, how does that concern raising the flag of a country?
Those flags, I would not feel comfortable. I wouldn't want to live in that area. I'd want to move out. They are specifically put up to intimidate marginalised communities, and you will never be able to convince me this is about patriotism. It isn't about that. It is to intimidate. It is about power. It is to make people feel uncomfortable and scared. You will never, ever be able to tell me that's not the case, Rick, because I know you're getting ready to tell me that's not the case, but I'm sorry.
Okay, can I also...
Well, I think if intimidation is what, they're aiming at, then I think they're doing a pretty bad job, raising something, an emblem that's meant to unify a country.
Clarify, this the charge was a suspicion of causing alarm and distress, and this individual was released on bail, just so that we're clear. Rick, the cost of removing these flags is quite expensive. £70,000 has been spent by councils to remove these flags, and some of these flags need to be removed because they are considered hazardous, or they've been put up in gantries or lampposts where they could cause some sort of problem. So
now, if they're taken off for these reasons, it makes sense. All right, if it's going to cause damage and risk to life and property, that makes sense. But taking it off because you're scared of the flag of the country you live in.
They are costing the council's money, your money to be precise, well, our money to be precise, because it's taxpayers' money to remove.
I'm a financial journalist. I often write and talk about council tax, and there's a lot of people out around the UK who in the first week of April have just got their new council tax bill. And most places around the UK have seen their council tax go up by 5%. And those 5% over the last 5 or 6 years have really added up, and it's got really painful for some people. And a lot of people can't afford to pay their council tax bills. And there's a lot more people who are falling into default on their council tax bills. And it's pretty nasty what happens to you if you fall into default on your council tax bills, because they don't wait for you to pay it. The cost of taking each flag down in this council is £45 per flag.
God, the people who put it on them, they should pay it.
And these councils at the moment are spending, in this case, £15,000 to remove them. I'll tell you what, so many of these councillors are in so much debt, and they cannot afford to house many people in their area who need that support. I do not want any council spending £45 per flag to take down when they have no money.
What do you think about the flags that have been popping up? Do you see them as patriotic, a sign of people, you know, loving the country and representing that? Or do you see it as divisive and really asking others to leave?
How can the flag of this country be something that's divisive? It's a symbol for all people in this country, regardless of their point of origin. And the people who are putting up these flags are heroes, in my opinion. What we have here really is a culture war being initiated by a left-wing council under the control of the inappropriately named Liberal Democrats, who fundamentally detest this country and its people. If people were putting up Palestinian flags or the flags of Bangladesh, as has been the case in parts of Birmingham and Tower Hamlets, which is under the control of an Islamist political party, the councils would not be trying to remove these flags. It's because they are British flags.
Mark, they've had 200. They've had 200 people complain. 200 complaints. 200 complaints. That's not nothing. That's not two people. 200 people feel that they are inappropriate. And going back to your point that...
Wait, stop it. Listen, you're proudly British, right? Proudly British. And people are complaining about the flag of your country. Okay, let's say you're proudly English. You're England, right? And people are complaining about the flag of your country. They come to this country and they're complaining about... How do I explain this?
That this is a flag that unifies Britain. I don't feel it's my flag.
If they don't like the flag...
You don't feel like it's your flag. Do you hear that? Do you hear this lady, right? She calls herself British. She calls herself someone that's integrated. And she doesn't call the flag of the country, that she and her family moved to her flag. She said it's not her flag. So if it's not her flag, and the flag is associated to the country, what is she saying in other words?
Flag of this country, they don't have to live here.
Well, I live here, hard cheese. I live here, hard cheese. I'm staying here, and I find when they put these flags up in this particular manner, I find them intimidating. But if you put them out for a coronation or the Lionesses or football, it's amazing.
How can you find the flag of this country?
Because the far right have hijacked it. Because the far right have hijacked it. When you see the Tommy Robinson marches, they are absolutely covered with these flags. So
she's never been to a Tommy Robinson march. I mean, I can tell. Maybe she has been. I don't know, but from what she's saying, I don't think she has, because I have been there. Okay, I didn't know anybody there. I just went for myself to see what's going on here. And it's completely different from what you hear on the narrative.
So does that make me feel comfortable, Mark?
Could I just come in on one point?
So you want the flag of this country removed in all contexts?
No, not at all. I just said that. I said coronation, footballing events, amazing.
Okay, hold on, can Rick come in here?
I think there is one interesting point there, and Narendra actually just mentioned it as well. It's the World Cup in 2 months' time.
Yeah, amazing.
And I think we're going to see these flags absolutely everywhere. And I think
lovely.
it's going to be very difficult to distinguish between one flag that some people may or may not, because we don't know their intention, whether they put it up to intimidate, and the World Cup, because we are literally going to see them in every shop window everywhere.
And that's lovely, and we know that intention.
I'm just wondering how we know the difference between the intention.
Thank you.
I just want to clarify there something that Mark said as well. The Palestinian flags were removed from councils. I appreciate some councils took longer to remove some than others, but they were also removed.
Mark, thank you very much for your call. Susan from Lancashire, what's your view on these flags?
Well, I agree with Narendra. I think I've got her name right. If you want to put a flag up, put it in your garden or in your window. Yeah. They can be a danger. When they get worn out and they blow off. When they're ripped and dirty, they are disrespecting the flag as far as I'm concerned. And nobody is allowed to put anything on council property without their permission. that includes Christmas decorations and things like that.
I mean, Susan,
Special occasions are different.
You've nicely summarised exactly what the council is saying.
Has.
They're saying that if you are going to put the flags up, flags have to be replaced, they have to be managed, they have to be looked after, or they do get a bit dirty and a bit tatty looking, which is what they're saying, and they're having to replace them or take them down, and also they cause a danger, and nobody has a right to put them up. It is the council's responsibility after all. But just on the thing that Mark disagreed with, Susan, the fact that as Narinda says, the far right has hijacked the St George's flag and the Union Jack and the Union flag. Do you think that you can hijack symbols such as a flag?
Yes, you can. I mean, I'm in my 70s and it's never been a tradition in this country to have flags all over the place. This has started recently. It has been in the past with the far right, but there's no doubt it's for intimidating some people. But my feeling is I respect my flag and I do not want it used for that type of propaganda.
Yes.
Interesting, Susan. Thank you for your call. Ali from London, what's your view?
Oh, hi. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm very concerned why citizens are feeling intimidated by the flag, because in fact we are living in a country, multicultural society. There are people who are racist. It does not mean anything if people put on the flag. We live in the British society. It is our flag as well. There shouldn't be make to feel people intimidated by that.
But
her accent sounds a bit Indian, and she's making so much sense. Okay, yeah, let's laugh at that. I walk down the street, I see the English flag, I see the British flag, the Union flag. I go, this is England. I think, rule Britannia. And I'm like, hey, I'm in the UK.
Ali, the point is that we're not intimidated when, for a footballing event, the World Cup or the coronation or the Jubilee. We love seeing the flags. And recently London City Con had them all over for, was it last summer, for the veterans? Yes, we had them everywhere, and it was lovely to see. These flags in this particular incident by this organisation, Raise the Colours, they are specifically, in my opinion, to intimidate, and we don't want to see it. These tatty flags everywhere in areas that are predominant, where there's marginalised communities, we don't feel safe. I don't like it. I'm not going to lie. I look at those and I don't like it.
Do you think some people feel I do respect your view. However, when we have to look at from the different perspective.
I was born here. I'm a British citizen. I don't live.
You were born here. You're a British citizen. Okay, but you're not proud of your flag. How can you feel intimidated by a flag? Like, when I was living in Nigeria, everywhere we go, like, we used to always wear the Nigerian flag on our arms. We had the armbands. Some of us even printed shirts. You see Nigerian flags everywhere. When we see, everybody goes, "Oh, hey, Nigeria!" Even though we were going through a lot of, there was a lot of turmoil. There was a lot of crisis, religious issues here and there, crime, corruption. But we saw the flag and we're like, Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria. On many occasions. So, when I see the British flag, I see the Union flag, I see the English flag, I see even the Scottish flag as well. Like, even the Welsh flag. And I go, United Kingdom. That is me. Okay, this is the country we live in.
Live here because I came here.
Yeah, let me finish it. We live here, people who are born here, they see including my children, they feel they are British born, but if racism still exists, law is not protecting us, putting the flag is not going to add or decrease anything how people feel who born and bred in this country. So we have to look at it from the wider perspective. Racism is there.
But I'm not going to accept it.
But putting the flag is not going to do any harm or good to us.
It does do harm.
Ali, thank you for your call.
Are there a lot of millionaires this year who've made a lot of money out of flags?
Yeah, they have, apparently.
Imagine the amount of flag sales.
Somebody's made a lot of money.
Someone's made a lot of money.
Andrea from Essex, what's your view on the flags?
My view on the flags is I wonder where this explosion of patriotism has come from. Because realistically, if you want to be patriotic, you can do that. Hang your flag in your house, on your property, in your garden. Who's patriotic on a roundabout? How's that patriotism?
Yeah.
To me, that is just sending a message out to people. This is, and I'm doing this in air quotes, which you can't see, our area. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and to me, that is intimidation.
But Andrea, it has to be any flag in that case, not just a UK flag. I mean, this has happened in Aberdeenshire as well. There were 100 saltires that went up and the councils had to pay a fortune to take them down. So I think this is non-specific to any flag. Would you agree?
Whatever flag they like on their own property.
Okay, you just
that's the UK flag, you know, whichever flag, that's fine. I just think hanging a certain flag all the way down the street doesn't scream welcome.
All right. Well, there's quite a bit of mixed views here today. You see, for some people, the English flag is just a national flag, simply a national flag, a symbol of history, identity, and home. For others, they feel it's been associated with a political movement. And that's what changes how they see it, like Narendra Kaur. Now the question is this: can a national flag ever be separated from the people who use it? Or should it always belong to everyone? What do you think?